Ladies and gentlemen, this is a green bush. Wait, where the hell did you get? That was awesome. And that is Walterrific. This Walterrific and Chaseontwowheels dual vlog.
And friends, because over here we have Yummy and Do It Dan. And get away. And what?
Oh God, so much battle.
Shh, I'm in the middle of talking. And we have Smo and his missus.
We're all doing individual dual vlogs, but on this dual vlog you will only hear from Mr. Walterrific and me, Chaseontwowheels. Part 2 of this video series will be on Walterrific's channel.
Go!
Okay, oh my God. So, Mr. Walterrific, how you been, buddy, man?
Oh, it's good to see you again, buddy.
I know. Well, it's weird because we like talk every freaking week.
Yeah, it is really weird. I mean, I didn't miss you, but it is good to see you. Hey, Chase, get in the freaking left lane. I mean, get over to the left. That's the proper driving procedure. Jeez, read books.
God, sorry, I'm a noob. No, a red light. I can't talk, Walter. I can't talk at a red light.
Why not?
Because it's a red light.
That's the best place to talk. You got nothing else to do.
Oh, well, you have a good point. So, long ago, Walter, I, and Motornosity, we traveled far to New York.
New York!
We did it for a company called Fuser. If you guys haven't seen the series, I've got 3 parts on the channel.
Saw it.
God, idiot.
I don't want to be rude and ignore him.
When the very end of the very last episode, me and Walter were like heading out on the plane, and I cut a lot of stuff out because, for one, I was extremely upset at the time, and
I know why. I was there.
And we told everybody that we'd do a dual vlog, and then it kind of worked out that we had the meetup and Walter was going to be here, and we were like, dude.
You promised. You didn't promise, but you said we would talk about it. And I mean, we don't want to dwell on negativity, but I mean, what an ordeal.
Well, no, at this point though, I'm so far past it. Like we can just talk about it in a non-negativity way.
Yeah, like when we were there, you said we're going to talk about this later because you were hot-headed, frustrated, and I understood why.
The situation caused it, but it had also been a really long weekend. We didn't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah. Do you mind? We're trying to dual vlog up here.
We're trying to dual vlog.
Dan. Saw, dude. My computer's so bad.
Oh no. Oh, there's that. Oh no.
You're a noob. You should have noticed exactly what he was doing.
That kid just stared into my soul. Holy crap. Okay, now that I've regained my soul after that. So guys, this is the video that we were talking about. We are now far past the incident, and we can talk about it in a happy, funny way, because I'm sure it's funny talking about it now. But God, in the moment, I was like, I will cut somebody.
So if I remember the beginning of the adventure right, basically, more or less, after New York, it turned out that we both had the same plane ride home, which we didn't know for some stupid reason. So we're like, oh, we get to ride be buddies. So we got to be in the airport together. So we got to the airport, and this is like not the main part of it, but I did get in the wrong line. I got in the international check-in line,
which was the longest line there.
And then got there, and it said nope, and I left. And then I went over to the regular line, and that took forever. And Chase was standing there. I felt so bad, like I'm gonna make us both late because I'm an idiot. So that was like whatever. And then we got up to the security line. Chase.
Yeah, well, no, this is also to preface this. We had planned out time-wise that we were gonna have enough time to like grab some food, go to a shopping thing. So we had this whole little like thing planned that because we had enough time.
It was going to be great.
Yeah, it was going to be a beautiful moment. So then, like the stuff happened with Walter, which wasn't really a big deal, whatever. We get to the security line, and which wasn't that horrible after Walter's ordeal. And then we get to the front, and I obviously can't say my name, but my name was incorrect on my ticket by 1 letter. By 1 letter. My last name was there, and my name was off by 1 letter. And the lady was like, I don't know if I can accept this. I have to ask my like supervisor lady who was sitting next to her. So she looks at me and she goes, and the lady that was doing my ticket, she seemed really nice, and like she was gonna let me go, like, oh, it's just 1 letter, it's not a big deal.
But no, you're a terrorist.
I'm feeling hopeful, like, oh, she seems nice, she's gonna let me go. She looks at her old lady superintendent lady, and she's like,
she was cranky. This old lady I walked up there, I was wearing shades, I forgot they were on, like you have a pencil in your ear. She's just staring at me, and like staring at me after I handed her my ID. She's just staring at me. Now, if you were a decent human, you would communicate, could you please remove your shades? But she's staring at me as if I should know what's going on, which made me look stupid. So I was like, oh, I took them off. And then she looked again, but this is the kind of person she was.
Yeah, just to like set the character up. Was not having any type of fun that day.
She has no patience, typical TSA person.
Yeah, just pretty stereotypical. And she was old, not saying old people are mean, but that was not helping her situation. So,
not saying old people are mean, but this old person was mean.
My nice lady talks to her and she's like, not having it. And I'm like, I didn't buy the ticket, right? So I didn't put my own name in. So I'm like, well, it's just one letter off. Like, can I just go? And she's like,
could you not be stupid and let me go on the plane?
Right. And then I'm standing right there, like both of these stalls are next to each other.
Two like different desks, two different terminals right next to each other. We're each showing our ID and tickets.
Yeah, and my lady looks over at her, shows her the ticket, and she's like, we don't accept that. If it's not the right name, that's not acceptable.
I'm over like pleading my case at my podium for Chase. I'm like, but
I know, Walter becomes my like main advocate.
And then I was like, I won't go if he doesn't go. If you want me and if you want to be graced with my presence, you have to let Chase go.
I love the hell out of that. You were just like, I am not gonna go through with this if he doesn't get to go.
You're gonna miss out if you don't let Chase on.
You're gonna miss out on such a good time if you don't let me go through here. Okay, so the old lady tells my lady, no, we don't do that. And then she takes 2 steps to her left and says, we're not gonna accept that. And I'm like, I just heard. Like, I can hear you. I heard the whole convo.
I was here.
I'm right here. Oh, it's like they thought they had their own language or something and I couldn't hear anything. And then she's like, we don't accept that. And I'm like, it's 1 letter. Like, are you serious?
And then she's like, you gotta go back to the beginning. I'm like, can I go with them? Like, well, your ticket's fine. I'm like, his ticket's fine too.
Yeah, and then the lady said something to me like, God, the phrase she said was great, and I'm probably not going to remember it correctly, but it was something along the lines of, if my supervisor doesn't accept it, that means I don't accept it. And she had like this, suddenly she had a hardcore attitude. She goes from like this really nice TSA lady, the time where you get a TSA lady and you're like, oh wow, you're breaking the stereotype. And then she turned into the stereotype. Yep. And I'm like, God, we were so close to having it right.
You were so close to not being a douche.
And she tells me I have to go all the way back to the ticket person, which was all the way, like way back in the airport. And like, I'm like, okay, what do I do when I get there? Because otherwise I'm just gonna walk up to this ticket guy and being like,
So I was awkwardly forced to go forward, which is so awkward. And I'm like, well, I texted Chase in the front, like, hey buddy, how's the terrorist search going along? And I forgot what you said, but more or less you're like, it's taking a while, or I'm on my way. And I just sat there by the terminal hoping you'd make it in time.
Yeah, because at that point we had given up.
And we had this sad text like, well, we were gonna get food together, but I don't know if you're gonna make it in time, so should I go get food by myself? And you're like, you should eat without me, go on.
Walter,
go on.
Go on.
I don't know what actually happened down there, but apparently they let you through at some point.
I thought the TSA thing was bad. I get to the ticket guy, I wait in the wrong line because there was suddenly this giant line for the ticket people because people were getting their tickets. I finally get up to the guy and I'm like, hey, I just went up to the TSA people. They said my name is 1 letter off, I gotta get it changed. Tells me that I might have to pay $300 to get my name changed on that ticket. I'm like, is this real life right now? This ticket don't cost $300. So after like 30 minutes of that guy talking, doing computer stuff, and then going to get a red coat, which I guess is their supervisor, finally comes back and he's like, my supervisor gave me the go-ahead and she's gonna let you change your name, but the next time we're not gonna let this happen and you're gonna have to pay to get your name changed.
Okay, whatever. Freaking let me on. I won't do this again.
Fine, whatever. You don't have to tell me anything else. Give me my ticket and then like let me go. Like my plane is going to take off.
And just to remind everybody, this is after a long week with no food or sleep. Or weekend. Like it was, we were already wiped.
Eventually, I get my ticket from this guy who suddenly he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take my time now. And I'm like, oh my God. Because you don't want to be mad at the guy, right? Because it's not his fault. But you wished he had some sense of urgency. And then I finally get my ticket. And then we're going to talk about the rest in part 2, because ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this video as long as I don't hit this Honda Pilot.
We gotta make sure there's another part where I can talk a whole bunch.
But anyways, guys, the other part of this video will be seen on that man's channel right there. That is Walterrific. A link to his channel will be the top one in the description. Go check out part 2, or click the, what's it called, card? Click the card on the screen.
Click the CAD.
Click the CAD to see the New York City trip.
Go watch part 2 now. Click on click. Don't stop listening to me, words and things.
Okay, go.
I've been